I'm Johnny Phantom. I talk about all things Phantom, such as Harry Potter, Star Wars, Disney, whatever you name it. Let's talk about it. Today we're talking about Harry Potter once again, because there's so much stuff with Harry Potter that we could talk about days with it. And there are so many potholes. Like, for instance, first of all first year students are asked to get a copy of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. But they don't take care of magical creatures until their third year. So I assume it's just every wizard should have a basic knowledge of some creatures. So they actually do it. Now, in this book, we have a ton of magical creatures. We even have the basilisk. The basilisk, also known as the King of Serpents. The first record basilisk was bred by Herbo the Fowl, the Greek dark wizard, and Parsamouth, who discovered after much experimentation that a chicken egg hatched beneath a toad would produce a gigantic serpent possessed of extraordinary dangerous powers. And he even says the basilisk is a booming green serpent that may reach up to 50 feet in length, and male has scarlet plume upon his head. So we know that the one in Chamber of Secrets is a female because there's no plume. Just a little side note there. If you look into his eyes, you obviously come to certain death, as Moaning Myrtle did. Okay, in this version, it doesn't talk about the roosters or the spiders. However, this is a version that is made for us. So if this is a version that is made for us muggles, would it be very similar to the one that they get in the story? So Harry, Ron, and Hermione all have this book. Possibly Ron. I don't know. But Hermione definitely has it. And she definitely read through it. So you're telling me you didn't find the basilisk in here? Why'd you have to go to the library to rip that page out of the book? Or did Draco rip it out and give it to you? Because in the films, we see him ripping a page out. Anyway, you're telling me if Hermione had this book and Basilisk is in here, she wouldn't have figured it out sooner? And Dumbledore, of all people, having this book, why wouldn't he figure out it was a basilisk? Anyway, getting a little sidetracked. This book may not be accurate. Maybe the basilisk isn't in the Wizarding World version. It's just in our version because we study the lore. If that's the case, then yes, Dumbledore may not know it was a basilisk. Of course, I would have thought he would have been kind of researching, trying to figure it out for the past 50 years. Either way, basilisk cannot be in the Fantastic Beasts book because they would have found out sooner. Talking about potholes, though, the main pothole I want to talk about today is one magical way of transportation that they use throughout the story. Fruit powder. Fruit powder makes no sense. It doesn't work. It's bonkers. It's broken. It is broken beyond belief. Broken. And let's get into it. So we first hear the introduction of Floo powder in Chamber of Secrets when Harry is living with the Weasleys and they travel to Diagon Alley. Now, this is very clever of calling it Diagon Alley because it sounds like diagonally, which Harry says diagonally.
Diagonally.
Instead of Diagon Alley, and gets transported to Nocturne Alley instead. So you had to speak clearly. What if Floo Delacour would say Diagon Alley with her accent? Like, the grandiose. She would, therefore, do the same thing Harry did and go diagonally.
Diagonally.
And she go right and after that way. So the speaking thing is a little weird because it should be able to understand accents. It's magic, but it clearly doesn't because Harry kind of says it in a bad accent. Either way, food powder allows you to travel from chimney to chimney. Obviously, we do know that in Goblet of Fire, Mr. Weasley says that the Floo network is, high protected by the wizards, and I was able to put your Muggle fireplace on a Floo network just for the day to get Harry. Okay. Be that as it may, you still have the fireplaces in the Ministry of Magic itself. People can just travel in the fireplace and go to work, or you can operate in the Ministry. That's whatever. But you have these fireplaces that you can travel through, and we see, starting in the Goblet of Fire, we see Mr. Diggory poke his head through the fire and use his ability to talk to Mr. Weasley at his home. He could easily went through that fireplace and popped in his fire. And then we see Sirius Black use the same ability in Goblet of Fire to talk to Harry in the Gryffindor common room. And then we see Harry also use the same ability in Umbridge's fire to go talk to Sirius at Grimmauld Place. Now, at that time, Umbridge's fireplace was the only one that was allowed to be able to use because she was controlling it and basically had the government shut down other fireplaces and watch them and stuff like that. That's besides the point. Before Umbridge's regime, there was no control over the food powder. It is broken. And let me tell you why. After I have a quick drink. Raze Energy Drink, brought to you by repsports.com. That's reppsports.com. Use coupon code Johnny Huey, save yourself 15% off. That's JONNYHUEY. Like Huey Duck. Yeah. Anyway. 0 calories, 0 sugars, 0 dyes, full of electrolytes, full of amino acids, full of caffeine, gets you going throughout your day. However, repsports.com also has a ton of other dietary supplements for all your workout health needs. So go to repsports.com. That's reppsports.com. Use coupon code Johnny Huey, save yourself 15% off. Now let's get back to the Floo powder. Diagonally. So, we know that Sirius can pop his head into the fireplace in the Gryffindor common room. So he breaks into he breaks into the Wizard family's house, uses the fireplace, and does the same thing Mr. Diggory does by shoving his head in the fireplace. But can he sneak into the Gryffindor fire room by just using the food powder and just jumping in the fire instead of just sticking your head in it? Because the concept is exactly the same. You're basically making a phone call. It's basically wizard version of video calling. An iPhone. You throw the food powder in, you stick your head just in the fire and say where you want to go. Your head travels to the fireplace and you can talk to somebody there, via face to face. Or you throw the food powder in the fire, you hop in the fire, say where you want to go, and you teleport to that person's fireplace. What's to stop you from using that to go into Gryffindor Tower, why didn't Sirius do it in Chamber of Secrets? Instead of sneaking around the castle as a dog, just teleport into the castle. What's to stop anybody from doing that? What's to stop Voldemort from doing that later on? There is nothing. And I know that you can teleport into the Hogwarts castle by any means. You know, Hermione will tell you, have you ever read Hogwarts history? You can't apparate. You can't fly. No, but you can use Floo powder. Why? Because in A Cursed Child. I can't believe I just said that. In A Cursed Child. The story that technically is canon, but technically not. I don't like to think so. Either way, in that story, we see Professor McGonagall as headmistress, and quite a few times, Harry, Ron, Hermione, and Draco all use Floo powder to transport from their homes to Professor McGonagall's office in Hogwarts. Now, they may have special permission, or, call and get some set up, whatever like that. But we see Sirius using Floo powder to talk to Harry in the Gryffindor common room. Now, maybe Dumbledore had it especially set up, because we know Dumbledore. That changes a lot of things. We know Dumbledore was talking to Sirius. So Dumbledore could have had that secretly set up so that Sirius could talk to Harry. Maybe Dumbledore knew that. That's what he did. Maybe Dumbledore just... Okay. Floo powder not broken as I thought. Maybe Dumbledore just told Sirius, do this. I'll get the fireplace set up. I got you. Either way, Floo powder is not a great way to travel. But it's like, if that's the case, if Dumbledore didn't set up the chimney in the Gryffindor Tower, you could easily just go to your fireplace and teleport into the castle. As well as the Ministry of Magic. We see all those chimneys down there. People just go from their home to it. Obviously, it's connected, and they probably regulate those a little more because it's Ministry of Magic, but how do those Death Eaters get in? They don't regulate transportation that well. They really don't. The Ministry of Magic is horrible at their job. They don't regulate stuff. They yell at a 12-year-old for a hover charm that he didn't even do. But they can't control Voldemort and a bunch of Death Eaters and a bunch of 16-year-olds just sneaking into the Ministry of Magic at night. They just go to the telephone booth, punch a number, and Harry flat out was like, yeah, I'm here to save Sirius. And the telephone box is like, okay. There's no security system, no nothing. They just go through the Ministry of Magic. Free reign. They're bad at their job. Magic is weird. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below your thoughts on Floo powder. Or any other plot holes that you can think of that you might just think, that really changes the story. I have a whole bunch of them that we'll get to in another video. Like this one. How come when Professor McGonagall transformed to the cat, her clothes changed with her? When Peter Pettigrew turns from a rat to Peter, he has his clothes on. Then when he transforms again, his clothes disappear. Peter's naked. Anyway, comment down below And while you're down there, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that join button. Why? Because there's videos that you can only get by hitting that join button and content under just for you. And check out the merch store down below because you'll love some of the merchandise I have. See you next time. But before you go, make sure you check out that video down below. Like right below me. You'll enjoy it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for fun. I'm Johnny Phantom.